right, you filthy animals. Here's the list. We're doing all of Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, El Camino, doing all the characters in a tier list. Unless you live under a rock, you know S is the best. Then it's A, B, C, D, D being the worst. It's like trash. So we're going to jump right in. No nonsense. This lady, don't know who she is. She's going to go and see because I don't know who she is. All right, this guy, I hated this guy, and his death was the most tragic death ever. It was horrible. It made me sick on Better Call Saul. I'm gonna put him in C. I don't know where else to put him. This guy, I forget what he was. He was a policeman dude, something. He is going to go in B. He was all right. We have Badger. Okay, now we're getting good. Badger, I like Badger. He's an A tier for me. He was funny. He was witty. I liked him. He was a good character. The judge from Better Call Saul, C, didn't do anything. I think C tier is really going to be like irrelevant or doesn't really matter to me tier because I don't know anything that they do. Betsy Kettleman, B tier. I like Betsy Kettleman. She was annoying. She was witty. She was fun to watch. She was great. All of that. Oh, what is his name? Bill Oakley. Bill Oakley is S tier for me. I'm dead serious. I love Bill Oakley. He's the best. He's like one of my favorite parts of Better Call Saul. I absolutely love him. He's an elite tier character. I love him. We have Bogdan. Bogdan is a D tier. I hate you. I don't like you. You're not a good man. Then we have Caldero, the guy with the black book. He is a B tier. I kind of wish we explored him more in Better Call Saul. I wish there was more to him that we could like follow. If there was one spinoff I'd want Better Call Caldero because he was the man. I would love to see that. Then we have Camera Guy. I forget his actual name. I think on the credits it's literally just Camera Guy. Camera Guy 1. Didn't like you that much. You're a C tier. You're not the worst, but you're a C tier. You were very rude. Who is this? Angela, Jesse's girlfriend. I forget her name. Oh my God. Her death was awful. I want to say it's Angelina, but I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. She was a B tier. She didn't really do much other than die in the most tragic way. Walter White's principal or teacher lady. She's C tier. She didn't do anything. This guy with the mustache from El Camino. He was... Let's see. I think he was a... C tier is appropriate. I think he died. Did he die? I know the other guy died. I can't remember if he did. I kind of think he did. I don't know. He wasn't the best. He was kind of fun to watch though. Then we have Cheryl, Howard's wife, Cheryl Hamlin. She is B tier. She doesn't belong in C. She doesn't really do much, but she doesn't belong in C. Then we have the great Chuck McGill. Chuck McGill is S tier. I said Chuck McGill, but Chuck McGill is S tier. Chuck McGill is a fantastic character. Loved the story he played in Better Call Saul. It's unfortunate that he died in the show. However, I liked it because it served the story well. Chuck was a great character. He was a great villain. He was one of the best villains of the Walking Dead, of Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad franchise because he wasn't evil. He was just a dick. And there's a big difference. And he was fun to follow. The storyline was great. I loved Chuck. We have one of the bodyguards. Was he unnamed? Maybe. He's a C tier. Nothing to say about him. Then we have... Oh, what the frick is his name? Oh my God, it's going to bother me that I don't know. It's not Schweikart and Coakley. Davison Maine. Cliff Maine. He's Cliff Maine. Oh, I love Cliff Maine. Cliff Maine is an A tier. Howard. I love him. He's the best. He's the best. Ed Bagley does such a great job as him. I love him. I forget his name. He died. I forget his name, though. This is bad. I should know this. I'm such a big Breaking Bad fan. He was a B, though. Nothing crazy. Craig Kettleman, B tier. He was awesome. I'm going to put him right next to Betsy, because Betsy was cool. They were the best. Wolverine. I don't remember his actual name, but he looks just like Wolverine. He was the your Heisenberg guy. He is probably, I don't know, B tier. He's no, C tier. He's irrelevant. What am I saying? This guy. Can't remember him. What did he do? I forget. He had a moment or two. But Jane's dad. He's a C tier. Doctor dude, C tier. I don't really have much to say. This nurse lady, I would say higher, but because she was supposed to actually be Hank's wife, Marie, I don't really see much. She's a B tier. She didn't really do anything. She wasn't great. Nothing crazy. She just kind of was there. Camera lady. I forget her name too, but she was an A tier. I liked her. She was awesome. She was better than the other camera people. And we have Ed the Disappearer. Ed the Disappearer is an A tier too. He's at the top of A tier. R.I.P. Robert Forrester. He was a great character. I wish they explored him more. And we have what the frick? Don Hector, not Don Hector. God, you know who I'm talking about. This guy, Don something. I forget his name. The guy who was in Scarface, Manny in Scarface. I forget his name, though. Jesus, that's bad. I forget, but whatever. Don Eladio. There we go. Don Eladio is a B tier. He didn't really do much. He just kind of stood there and, like, said, yeah, a lot. Like, he didn't really, other than the ding, 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 he didn't really do much. He wasn't threatening. He was just kind of a boss. Like, he wasn't anything special. Then we have Elliot. Elliot is B tier. Nothing crazy for Elliot. Next up, we have Aaron. Aaron from Better Call Saul. Aaron is a D tier. Fuck Aaron. Does that even need explaining? Fuck Aaron. Then we have Ernesto. Ernesto was an A tier, man. I wish they explored him more. I really do. Aaron was what's his name was awesome. Let me fix Ernesto, I should say. Let me fix this and move myself just a little bit because we're getting into the weeds. And I need to make sure you could see. Okay, there we go. All right, then we have this dude. This dude was the guy who was like, get off my lawn. D tier, fuck you. Oh, God. This is bad. I forget her name, too. There's so many characters in the Breaking Bad franchise. What the hell is her name? I know who she is. I just can't remember her name. She was great. I liked her. She was funny. But what the... It's going to come back to me and I'm going to be pissed that I forgot it. But she's great. The secretary to Saul. I forget her name. That's really bad. This guy. I don't know who this guy is. He looks like Crazy 8 or Domingo. But I don't know who he is. He's going to go in C tier. I have no idea who that is. Next we have Gale. Gale Bedecker. He's a B tier. His death was horrible. It's a shame to see him go the way he did. But... that's all. Not much else to say. That's all to say for that, folks. Then we have Gomez. Gomi. Let's see. Gomi is an A tier. I liked Gomi. He was a good side character. I enjoyed him. Then we have Gretchen. Gretchen is an A tier because I enjoyed the story with her a little bit more than Elliot. She actually served a purpose. Even though she was a little mean, she was fun to follow. Then we have the therapy guy who ran over his kid. He bothered me. He's a D tier. I didn't like the way he was portrayed. Oh my God. You know what? We have a lot of good characters in here. I kind of want to save some of these for last because we have Gustavo Fring right now. I might as well do Gustavo Fring and then we'll save some of those for last. Let's do Gustavo. He's an S tier. I mean, does that go without saying? Gustavo Fring is one of the best TV villains ever. I didn't love, and I'm not going to lie, I didn't love what they did with him in Better Call Saul. I liked him more in Breaking Bad, but I liked what they did with him in season 6 of Better Call Saul. I didn't love the rest of it. I felt like he was a little dry in the show, but I still love Gus. Like Gus is, he's an iconic villain. Look, I'm going to move Hank down towards the bottom. I'm going to move Howard no, I'm going to keep Howard Hamlin up here. But let's see who else I should move. I need some big people at the end because right now the last guy is like nothing. We're going to move Walt and Hank to the bottom, and then the rest I'll just keep in the same order because it doesn't really matter. I'll move Saul down to the bottom too. Okay, we have Hector Salamanca. Hector Salamanca is a B tier character for me. Always angry, miserable, not much of a good story. I don't know. I didn't really love Salamanca that much. Didn't really do much for me. I loved the other Salamancas, but I didn't love Hector that much. Next up on the list, we have the good, the great, the late Howard Hamlin. He's an S tier. He's actually one of my favorite characters in both universes. I loved Howard Hamlin. He was a very tragic character. His ending was awful, like literally felt realistic, awful. And I loved the story they told of Howard Hamlin. He was a fantastic character. He will go down as one of the best Breaking Bad universe characters ever. I loved him. His story was tragic. It was great to follow. You felt really connected with him, and he was fantastic. Huel, Better Fuel Huel, S tier. Does that even go without explaining? Do I need to explain that? No. What is her name again? It's on the tip of my tongue. Ira Landry. Ira Landry is an A tier. Is this how these things usually go? I love her. She's the best. Jack. Awesome villain, but not as good as the others. She's a B tier. Fun to follow, very short-lived. You know what? Nah, he's an A tier. Fine. Jane is a B tier. Jane was just a druggie. She was cool. The storyline was cool, but she was just a druggie who overdosed, and that's a shame. I liked what they did. I liked the storyline they put her in, but she's a B tier. Nothing crazy. Jeff the cab driver. I'm gonna go with C tier. And a lot of that honestly has to do with the actor, and it's not the actor's fault. It's the fact that he got recasted, and it just bothers me. It never sat well with me. It's hard for me to look past it, even though like this show's all about suspending a little disbelief. Like Saul looks way older and all that. I just couldn't get behind this one. I thought the storyline was honestly a little stupid, if you ask me. And I loved season 6, and I loved the ending. I loved how they wrapped it up, but I thought they could have done it a little differently. I didn't like what they did. I didn't like Jeff. Didn't really do much for me. Jesse Pinkman. Duh, S tier, top of S tier. Do we have to explain that? Jesse Pinkman's fantastic. He is a great character. There's not much else to say. I'm gonna put Bill Oakley at the back of S tier because he's not like a serious character, but he's a great character. I'm gonna put this is a little crazy. I'm gonna put Jesse and Howard Hamlin next to each other because I like them. This is kind of the order that I actually feel about these characters right now. I like Jesse. I like Howard Hamlin. I like Chuck in that order, and Gus. You know, this is subject to change and all that, but right now, Jesse is at the tippity top of my S tier. It is subject to change. We'll see as we go, but for now, that's it. We have this guy. Oh, this is Jesse's dad. B tier. Nice guy. Actually, no. C tier. Raised bad kids. Same with Jesse's mom. Does that even go without explaining? Do I have to really explain that? All right. We have... forget his name too. One of the Dons, Don Eduardo, Don. I don't remember his name. C tier. He didn't really do anything. Juan Bolsa didn't really do anything. We have what the frick was his name? The bank guy. I forget his name from this storyline, from Kim and her storyline. He was a C tier. Didn't really do much. He was kind of an asshole. Didn't like him. Kevin. Didn't like him. Oh, Kim Wexler. S tier above Howard. Now this is the actual order. Is he better than Jesse? Is she better than Jesse? No, this is the order. I love Kim Wexler. Kim Wexler is one of the best additions to addictions, kind of. But she's one of the best additions to Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, the whole universe. She's just amazing. Everything about her. Anyway, Crazy 8. Domingo, whatever you call him. I think it's Domingo. He's a B tier. I enjoyed him. I really did. I didn't think there was anything wrong with him. Lalo Salamanca. This is a bold pick. I like him more than Gus. Love Lalo. Lalo is one of the best villains of all time. He's up there with Negan. He's up there with some of the great villains of all time. Excuse me. Pardon. Doesn't really go without saying. Lalo's awesome. Just absolutely love him. We have that idiot from the copy shop to lie for him. He's a C tier. I don't really care about him. We have the arms dealer guy. Arms dealer guy is a C tier. I don't really care about him. Lydia, D tier. Lyle's an A tier. We love Lyle. He's at the top of my A tier. Love Lalo. Up next we have Marco. Marco was a B tier. Didn't really do much. He was just a story trope, really. So I don't have like too much to say. Then we have Werner Ziegler's wife. I forget her name. Wendy. I can't remember. B tier. I liked her storyline. I liked what they did with her. Honestly, a lot. I thought it was cool. Marie Schrader. A tier. No, B tier. What am I saying? She was annoying. I liked her, but she was annoying. She's going to be at the top of my B tier, though. And he's going to be at the bottom. I don't even really remember him. Marie Schrader is a perfect B tier. She's just kind of there. She's a kleptomaniac. She was annoying, but fun to follow, I guess. And then we have Nippy. I forget her name. Carol Burnett, but I forget the actual character's name. She's going to go in B tier. I enjoyed her more than Jeff, the cab driver. Let's see. Then we have, what's his name? Mike Ehrmantraut. I should know that. He's an S tier. He's actually going to be a HUD of Howard Hamlin. I love Mike. Love Mike. He's a perfect S tier. That's another one that doesn't even need explaining. You all know Mike's the best. Then we have the lady who owns the nail salon. She is a D tier. She was always just mean to Jimmy. Nacho Varga, S tier. What a shock. And I think this, or no. I got to rethink this. Let's see. I'll come back to it. I don't know if he's going to sit exactly in this spot in S tier, but he is an S tier character. He's one of my favorite characters. I like him more than Lalo. Do I like him more than Chuck? No. I don't like him more than Chuck. Do I like him more than Howard? No. Do I like him more than Mike? No. Do I like him more than... No. He fits perfectly right here. He's a perfect S tier character. He doesn't have to be at the tippity top of my list, but he's a perfect S tier character. I love him. I love the storyline. I love everything about Nacho. He was kind of like the Better Call Saul Jesse Pinkman, but in a different way, and honestly in a slightly better way. Jesse was good. Jesse has a perfect storyline in Breaking Bad, but Nacho's is obviously different because it's a different character. But I like what they did. Similar to Jesse, but better in different ways. And Jesse's better in other, if that makes any sense. But still, this is the order right now. Then we have this asshole from El Camino. Hated him. He's a D tier. I hated this guy. He was just annoying. He reminds me of like high school bullies. He was just hated him. Then we have, I wanted to say Joe, the trash guy. He's a B tier. Fun fact, he's also the guy from Billy Madison. I forget his name, but the one who like does the funny laugh, the weasel laugh thing where he's like, hey, I can't remember what it is. Then we have this guy. He was the guy from The Office that Saul worked at. Can't remember the name of it anymore. I said it earlier. Ed Bagley's office. He's a C tier. He didn't really do much. Don't care for him. This lady who was Kevin's associate, C tier. Didn't really do much. I can't remember who this is. I have no idea who that is. I'm going to put that in C tier. Clearly must not have served too much of a purpose if I have no idea. Oh, God. Then we have this dude. Can't remember his name either. But this is, God, I'm drawing a blank on everything. This is Bill Burr. I saw him live. I love Bill Burr. But I loved his character. And I can't remember the character's name. He's an A tier for me. I loved him. He was awesome. He was fun to follow. Then we have Rebecca, Chuck's wife. Rebecca is a B tier. Didn't really do much, but ahead of C tier. I actually cared for her. Then we have Bill Schweikart, I think is his name. He's an A tier. I enjoyed him. I was really appalled to see how short he was compared to Ed Bagley in the last season, but he was awesome. We have this druggy guy who is like lawyer 50% off or whatever. He is going to go in C tier. Does he fit anywhere else? No. That's all for him. Then we have Skinny Pete. Skinny Pete is an A tier as well. He sits right next to Badger, actually. He sits ahead of Badger. I like him more than Badger. But I like Badger a lot, too. Now, this is a controversial one. Skylar White. Skylar White's an S tier. I know a lot of people hate Skylar White. But honestly, the way the story was written, those are the emotions you're like, you're not supposed to hate her. But I get her. She's a complex character. She's a good antagonist to Walter. Not saying she's bad, but her storyline is great. Anna Gunn did a fantastic job portraying her. I actually did enjoy Skylar, even though she's one of those characters you love to hate, except you really hate her. But honestly, it's designed that way. And I enjoy it, and I enjoy how she is on screen. She always stole the show. She was good. I just enjoyed Skylar. I know a lot of people might say she was the worst. I get that, but I really did enjoy Skylar. Nothing else to say about that. This guy, I don't remember this guy. This guy wasn't Scrooge, was he? I don't think that's Scrooge. Scooge, whatever they call him. I don't think that's him. I don't remember him. It's C tier. Up next on the list, we have Camera Guy who has the mustache, who's handing the disc off to Jimmy. C tier, doesn't really do much. Next up on the list, we have Kaylee's mom. I forget Kaylee's mom's name. She's B tier, though. Fun fact, she was in The Walking Dead. She was the character in The Walking Dead with the black hair who stabbed herself in the gut in season 4. Interesting little thing. Creepy character, showed up to the gates as a zombie. Didn't know that until recently, but I liked her. Anyway, whatever. Then we have this guy, the other druggie, who was like, oh, we get half off. C tier. Didn't care for him. We have this lady from the courthouse, C tier. Didn't really like her. She was just always miserable. Then we have Ted, D. Does that even need to be explained? Does that even need to be explained? Todd is an A tier. I like Todd. He's going to be at the top of my A tier, though. I really liked Todd. Todd was a great 5-episode or so villain. Loved him. Creepy. Opie, dead-eyed piece of shit, as Jesse calls him. Loved him. Tuco. Tuco's a B tier. Didn't really do much. He was just crazy. I didn't really love their story. Then the twins, C tier. Don't talk, don't do much. They're apparently like superheroes in the last season of Better Call Saul because they just like walk through anything. I don't know. Didn't really do much. Tyrus. Tyrus is a D tier. I hated Tyrus. I just did. I've always hated Tyrus. Doesn't speak. Just gives that ugly smirk. Attitude. Don't like him. Just there's nothing else to say about him. And we have, what's his name again? It's Nacho's dad, Mr. Varga. I don't remember his name though. He is going to go in B tier. I liked him. You know, it is what it is. I liked how he, at the end, he said, you gangsters and your justice. I like that speech. Then we have Henry Hector. I forget his name. I forget this guy's name. I don't know. C tier. Didn't really do much. He just stood there until he got stabbed in the neck. Then we have Open Your Door. That's so evil. We have Walt Jr. I liked Walt Jr. He complained a lot, but I liked Walt Jr. He's an A tier for me. Open your door. There's such a meme going around right now with that. It's so funny. He's gonna sit higher up on my A tier. I did like him. I did like Flynn. And we have Wendy. Wendy was a B tier. Wendy was cool. She did a lot to help everyone. She was cool. So yeah. Then we have Werner Ziegler. Werner Ziegler was a B tier. I liked Werner. Really cool story. I liked his death scene. I just liked Werner overall. He was a good addition. Oh, my boys, you know. Anyway, I got to stop with these damn impressions. Oh my God. Up next we have, God, I knew his name. I was just talking about him the other day. The guy who sits in pies with the school bus for pimps. The Hummer. He's a B tier. I liked him. He's also the laser tag guy, but I can't remember his name. I don't know. Okay, now we're in elite category. I mean, is it really obvious where these are going to go? This is going to be a little bit of a plot twist though, because like I said, these are in order of my S tier. So that being said, Saul Goodman is at the tippity top of my S tier. He is my favorite character. That's after Better Call Saul specifically, but he is my favorite character, point blank, period. Saul Goodman is the best. He is just the most complex character. He's funny. He brings light to the show. He makes storylines interesting. Everything about him enhanced the show. From season 2, when he started in Breaking Bad, all the way through season 6 of Better Call Saul, he is one of my favorite characters for television ever. I absolutely love Saul Goodman, Jimmy McGill, all of the names he has, Victor, all of them, Gene, all of them. I loved him. He's the best. And that goes without saying that because I think Saul is my favorite character, Walt actually sits behind Jesse for me. I like Walt. Again, these are S tier. These are perfect characters. I like Walt a lot, but I like Jesse's storyline a little bit more. And I liked Saul Goodman as a character more than I liked Walt. I found myself hating Walt a lot, as you're supposed to. It's by design. But while I loved following him and all that stuff, I actually liked their storylines more, Jesse's and Saul's. I liked those characters more. They brought more depth to the show. Not to say Bryan Cranston didn't. He was perfect. I mean, he's one of the greatest characters of all time. I just personally liked these two more, just from a personal perspective. I enjoyed what they brought to the story more. But there's no denying that Bryan Cranston was like the perfect choice for Walter White, and he killed it. I loved Walter White. Anyway, up next we have Hank. Lastly, I should say we have Hank. And I'm going to sit him in S tier for now because my finger hurts. I'm not kidding. But I don't know where I'm going to put him in S tier. He's definitely an S tier character. Is he? No, yeah, he's an S tier character. He's close to A tier. He's going to sit, let's see. Bill Oakley belongs there. Hugo belongs down here. He's ahead of Skylar. I liked him more than Gus, personally. So this is the order. Okay, so yeah. So Hank is an S tier, but I like him a little more than Gus, if that makes any sense. So yeah, this is the list. We have Saul as my favorite character of all time, then Jesse, then Walt, then Kim, then Mike, then Howard. You could read the rest. I don't know why I'm saying this to you. But if you disagree with this, I'd love to hear about it. If you dislike this, I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to hear your list of the favorite characters ever. Who's your favorite character in the whole universe? Mine is personally Saul Goodman. But who's yours? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Love to hear about it. I don't know how I feel about Kim being ahead of Mike, but I personally love Kim. Kim's like one of the best. I think this is the order. I love Mike. He's an S tier. He's an S tier. You know what? They're all S tiers. In some way, they're all equal because they're S tiers. But anyway, that's been it for me. Until the next one, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.